Hello, everyone. I'm Jesus, and welcome to the next episode of The Road to Old School MTG. In this episode, I have two main things to talk about. Number one, I recently took a trip to Lima, Peru, and I just wanted to I have a playmat, a couple things here, and I try to scope out the old school scene over there, at least nearby where I was staying at. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that for any of those players out there interested in, like thinking about how to perhaps continue playing old school in other countries. Um, that's what I attempted to do. So I'll talk about that and the little things mementos I bought from there. But the main video topic will be I have purchased the cards necessary for my second 100 card singleton deck in the play group that I'm in, the New Jersey old school play group. We have a format called Sisterton, so it's just a 100 card singleton format with some specific banned cards, mainly power nines and direct damage X points, X spells. So I've had a green white deck for quite a while, which I like, and this new deck is not to for me to put the other deck out in the past and not use it anymore, but this is just to have another deck in addition to. So I have the cards here and have the new sleeves for it as well. So I'll be talking about that as well. So first of all, my trip to Peru. So while over there, I was able to get this cool playmat. So from the store, the Monkey Planet in Lima, Peru, they had a Magic tournament there, and this is one of the playmats from that tournament. The tournament was not old school. In fact, there's no old school group, at least that I could find over there. So unfortunately, but that actually got me thinking about the second topic, which I'll be discussing in a bit. But to continue here, so I got this cool playmat, and I was able to get these two current Magic products in Spanish, right? So this is from the Rings, El Señor de los Anillos, and this is just Magic starter kit for Arena, kit de inicio, so Magic Arena. So I have no intent to open these up. Number one, I want to keep them as mementos, as just something nice to look at for to remember my trip. Not that I won't be visiting Peru again. I will. I do plan on visiting there often. But yeah, this is so I want to keep them just as a souvenir. And number two, of course, this is all standard stuff, right? Or at least more current stuff. I have no use for this in the decks that I want to make. However, if I wanted to do a commander deck, then these will be useful. And that's what led me to actually me wanting to create this new old school deck, old school singleton deck. So even though there's no old school group there, at least that I could find, at least especially around where I was, they definitely have a lively Magic community, right? So over there, card games, TCGs are just as common as over here, or at least seems like it. They definitely have hobby stores dedicated to card games, board games, right? So those kind of stores are there, and Magic is one of the games that does get played. The format that seems to be the most played, which is also in the United States, is Commander. And Commander allows for all the cards from all the sets, actually. So if I had brought, in fact, here it is. This is my current 100 card singleton deck, my Sisterton deck, green white. If I had I did end up taking a few of my decks over my trip because of online tournaments that I had signed up for. So um, I ended up taking some of those, and good thing nothing happened, and everything was fine. But definitely, this taught me that I should buy more proxies. Honestly, I don't want to do this a second time where I want to take my decks with a lot of value in them. Um, I, if I were to do this again, which, like I said, I plan to visit Peru often, I want to, and if I want to continue on with games over there, I want to have proxies, right? Just to avoid any mishaps that will be extremely costly. All right, so all right, that was a little tangent, but yeah, Commander is popular over there. All the cards from all the sets are allowed. So this deck I could have, if I had brought it, I could have actually gone and played with them over there because there's maybe one or two cards here I may have had to swap out. Like balance, I'm pretty sure balance is not allowed anymore in Commander. Um, but basically, I could have used this, right? The only thing is that this deck is meant to be just a regular 100 card deck, right? It's not supposed to be specifically a commander deck, right? I only have 2 legendary cards in here, and they're both crappy. Not suited to build the deck around. But push come to shove, I could have just taken out one of the legends there and could have used it as a commander, right? So basically, at least I had the option if I had brought this, but I didn't, so I couldn't even play with them, and I didn't want to just buy a whole commander deck just to play over there. So I just left it at that. But like I said, that led me into wanting to create a new singleton deck that was still Sisterton old school compliant, but that I could also, if the chance ever came up again, I could also play as a commander deck. And actually, and then I could, with that commander deck, I could play in any commander group and throughout the world, really. And although if I made it, which I do plan, right, I will make it old school compliant still, right? 1994 old school card pool. So it will still be underpowered because of that, right? Just the power creep is ridiculous. There's no planeswalkers as well, so just it's strictly just it'd be for fun. But at least at least it would definitely have try to create a new singleton deck that is number one, commander compliant, number two, still old school compliant, and the number three could put up a fight right against at least better, right? This one I feel definitely would be crushed way too easily. So that was my inspiration for wanting to purchase these recent cards that I have over here. All right, so this playmat I've actually have used it a few times, and I used it throughout my gaming over there, my online gaming. So this playmat has been in use already and will continue to be in use. Okay, so my new deck, old school singleton commander deck, is green, white, and blue. So the green and white cards in here, actually, this is a green white deck, right? So a lot of the cards will be needed for the other deck, right? So really, I only had to buy a lot of the blue cards that I didn't have, right? So, and these will be the ones over here. So there's so I'm gonna be swapping. So for that, I bought this because I had to match it. Titan Shield, I bought this from Amazon, and yeah. Okay, ooh. Seems slightly different coloring. Uh-oh. If it's different coloring, then I will not be able to mix and match them. Oh, that's gonna be tricky. There it is. So that's unfortunate. that was the point of this, right? I wanted to just swap them in and out. Seems like it's not the same. Oh no, yeah, it's definitely not the same. This one is brighter. This is darker. Even though when I went to Amazon, you have an order history, and I just clicked on the same exact one that it says I bought, but it is clearly not the same one, so that's unfortunate. So I cannot use this, but good thing I noticed before I even opened it. So I'll look around again to try to find the correct color. Right, but yeah, then this one, my plan was to open this up and then put in the new cards in these new sleeves, and then just have them separate. Depending if I wanted this version of the deck, I would use these cards. If I wanted the new version, I would take the ones I needed from here, put the ones I needed from this pile, and just put them together, right? Like I do with all my other decks, where I mix and match cards. But this, my old school, this one, for the singleton, I have a different sleeve, outer sleeve, blues. The other ones, for all my other decks, I have red. So it's a different brand, different color. And that was the idea, but it looks like I cannot do it. So I'm gonna have to return this, or I keep this and use this instead. We'll see. Okay, but either way, I'll have to figure that out. So that's unfortunate. I wanted it to be just a quick and easy transition, but not a big deal. All right, so like I said, I have a lot of the cards here being used in this new deck. So I used a website called Mana Stack. I may have talked about it previously, Mana Stack, and that's how I created this deck, because I had used this website already before. I may have talked about it previously. And let's see. Deck builder. Rubin. Oh no, what's this? Yeah, Rubinia EDH. So edit. So this gives me the deck. So currently it's 105 cards. So I still have to lower the card count. But I basically have all the cards here except for one, which is a pretty expensive card, and I wanted to just cool off a bit, pay some things before I get it. So this deck is built around the commander, right, or the legendary creature Rubinia Soulsinger over here. This creature, two colorless, green, white, blue, taps to gain control of a creature in play, and you can keep it tapped to keep control of the creature. If she becomes untapped, I lose control of the creature. Right, so this deck is built around me gaining control of a creature, of another player's creature, and me sacrificing that creature to get some kind of a benefit, so I could then target a different creature. So for those who don't know, for Commander, and I haven't technically played a Commander game yet, so it's not like I know much either. But from what I've gathered, basically you still build a 100-card deck. Your commander, right, is a legendary creature. This creature gets put to the side, and it's almost like a companion, right? Where nowadays, so you can cast your commander for its normal casting cost whenever you want it, right? So, but it's technically out of play, but it's almost kind of like in your hand, right? But it's consistently in your hand, right? So that's part of it. You can always cast your creature as long as you have the mana. However, every time it dies or goes out of play again for whatever reason, your commander only, you have to pay an extra 2 or 3 colors, I believe. I think 3 colors. I'm not sure. I guess I'm still kind of new. But you have to pay an extra amount on top per time that your commander gets removed, and then you want to recast it, right? So you have to keep that in mind. So this is the commander I picked, and all these cards are built towards that goal of me gaining control of creatures. This deck is a bit. Actually, I was going to say defensive, but honestly, no, it's mixed. It definitely has some good powers. definitely a bit defensive, but not super defensive. It has also quite a few beaters in there. Azure Air Elemental, Azure Drake. So it has some firepower, definitely. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to tables. I'm going to play a mock game. Play over here. So this is similar to cockatrice that you guys have seen me using. So I built a few other decks. Rubinia, select. Start game over here. Okay. So I'm not going to go through the trouble, but remember that my commander, actually, I guess I could look at it. So let's see. So I'm still getting used to this search zone, search your library. So I'm going to find my commander and put her to the side like I would in the actual game, a commander game. Okay, so over here, okay. Flip. So yeah, she's 2/3 for 5 mana. Okay, so now I'm gonna shuffle my library since I've searched for. Okay, so this creature starts to the side. It's called the command zone. Okay, so this is what I drew. So the deck is 3 colors. So I have 2 out of the 3 lands in play. I'd probably keep this, right? So let's say I keep it. I play a forest. Draw a card next turn. Play a island. Nothing else to cast. Draw. Commander games tend to be slower because of course you have a 100 card deck. It's not as optimal as a 60 card deck. And of course it's singleton, meaning you can only have, other than basic lands, you can only have 1, right? So that makes it even less optimal in general. All right, three lands. I could cast a Ice Storm if there was something there. So far, no other creatures. Next turn, draw. Okay, got a Brassman there, which I had got in it earlier. All right, so I can cast Azure Drake. 2/4 flyer, so good offensive and especially defensive creature. All right, next turn. So no more lands, and I still need 1 more white so I can cast my commander. And so far, I haven't seen much cards that interact with it right now, but I do have them in the deck. All right, so here I can cast both Force Field and Brassman for this. That's 4 mana total, colorless. There we go. Next turn. Like I said, Force Field is a good, just all around card. Okay, so I got land tech, but unfortunately no white, so I can't do anything with it. Draw. Okay. 5, still not much to do. So yeah, unfortunately this particular draw was pretty not the best. So let's click on restart game. Let's see what else. If I had second try at this. All right, so this looks a lot better. Okay, so you saw my commander, so I'm not gonna go through it again. Once again, there's no cards that interact with my commander though. I do have them. Basically, this deck wants to there's a few cards that makes me sacrifice creatures either to gain life, whatever, gain mana, things like that. And then that's how I maximize Rubinia. But also I have other cards that have a similar effect, like Sea Singer, Willow Satyr, I believe it's called, right? So there's other cards that have similar effects that I also bought. So it's not relying just on one card, but there's other ones that have a similar effect. Preacher as well, right? So I have those cards here as well. All right, so let's say I keep this Forest, Birds of Paradise. Birds are extremely strong because it gives me every color I need. Second turn, assuming it doesn't die, boom. Here I already have, even just in lands, I already got all 3 of them, so perfect. Here I can cast a 2 green and a colorless Spitting Slug. Excellent creature in Old School. All right, next turn, draw. Boom, I drop a plains. Now I have one of each land and a Birds of Paradise. I can really cast whatever I want in terms of mana cost. Mana colors, I mean. Alright, 4 mana I could cast the Giant Spider, or I could have cast the Scimitar. So let's do the Giant Spider. Alright. Next turn, draw. Alright, I have for the dual lands I'm able to have 3 of the dual lands in this deck, so I got 7 mana. So 5 mana here, I could cast my Rubinia right now. Depending on how the board state is, I would cast it or not, or it depends. But I could. Let's say I don't, and I just cast a Dancing Scimitar. Next turn, another draw, perfect. So this is what I was saying. So let's say I don't want to cast Rubinia yet, I cast Preacher. So Preacher, I tap it, I gain control of a creature opponent. I target an opponent, and that opponent chooses a creature from theirs, and I gain control of it. And I keep control as long as Preacher stays tapped. I can choose not to untap it. Just so it works just like Rubinia, except my opponent chooses the creature. But in my deck, doesn't matter. I just want to gain creatures and then kill them off anyway to gain some kind of benefit and then gain another one, right? So this is a great card here. So 2, 3, and I still have the mana in case I needed to Divine Offering. Good. All right, so this one went a lot better. And like I said, I haven't even casted Rubinia yet. I could have cast it. So that was good, except I'm not getting any of the... So I'm just drawing quicker here. And no, this is brand new, right? So I still got I may have to switch things up as I play around with it more, now that I actually have the cards. So this is another good card, Verduran Enchantress. Basically, creature, whenever I play an enchantment spell, I draw a card. So there's a few enchantment cards here. So enough where I thought she could be of use with that special ability. All right, so that's a good creature, but all right, so I just want to draw one of the cards that interact with either Preacher or Rubinia. Which one is this one? Strip mine. All right, well, Clone is similar, right? So I can, boom, get another Preacher and so forth. If it's better, I'll just get another, I'll gain one of the, copy one of the creatures and play that's, that's beefy. All right. I'm not really drawing it, so actually this could be an indication that I may haven't put enough of those interactive cards in here, because this how many cards I drew. This is probably the whole game. So the whole game I didn't have any cards that interacted with this. Not that the Preacher and Rubinia ability all on its own is not extremely powerful. So if I gain control of an opponent's creature, I would of course use it to defend or even to attack with the hopes of it getting killed off, so I can then gain another creature, right? And if I ever see a better creature, I could always just untap them and then gain the better creature, right? So these cards, this card, Rubinia, Sea Singer, these similar cards, they're awesome all on their own, right? So even if I don't get any special cards that interact with them, it's still a powerful effect. But unfortunately, I didn't get any synergy there. So let me try one more time. So I draw only one colored mana, and then but this time I did get one of these. There, City of Shadows is a land. So I tap it, I exile a creature I control. So in this case, I will exile a creature that I gain control from one of my gain control creatures. And then when I sacrifice a creature to City of Shadows, I put a token on it, and when I tap this for mana, I gain X colorless mana, where it equals to the amount of tokens I had, right? So I can keep on killing more creatures, and boom, I got another one. Astronaut's Altar, 3 colorless for an artifact. I can sacrifice a creature, gain 2 colorless mana. So I got 2 cards that interact with it. Unfortunately, not much else, but I'll keep it just because at least I got some synergy going on potentially. Plus, it's not bad. I got some RAM going on. Mana Vault. All right, next turn. Draw. Ooh, perfect. Earn them. So I'll play Strip Mine because the City of Shadows does not make any mana. I have to sacrifice to make some mana. So 3 and 4, I tap that. That's enough for Earn them. And then I tap Strip Mine for a Brass Man. So that's pretty good already. That's on turn 2, which is pretty good for Old School, especially Singleton. All right, so I will take a damage from Mana Vault because it's tapped next turn. I can't pay it. Draw. All right, this is the other card that's similar, Willow's Adder. So this is basically the same thing. Tap, gain control of a target legendary creature. And I can keep control of the creature for as long as it stays tapped. All right, so I got a lot of these cards that have similar effect where I gain control of stuff. So that way, Rubina is not my only one that will interact with these special abilities. So unfortunately, I don't have another green, or else I could have cast. I would at least be potentially be able to cast. 2 mana. Okay, so I'll play See the Shadows, even though right now I can't make any mana. But the nice thing is that basically, let's say one of my creatures dies, is about to die. I just sacrifice it instead to this, and I'll get a token. All right, so it's pretty useful. I can gain use out of one of my own creatures just naturally dying, and then just get a token for mana anyway. Right, so it's still pretty good. Draw. All right, so gain a bit more colored mana, which is important with this, of course. All right, so 3 mana, I could cast the Altar, right? So I have really 2 cards here that have interact with this ability. I just need to be able to cast these creatures. Next draw. Ooh, Mori. All right, so I do have the Wrath of God, right? So it's a good card in case like this I get maybe a slow start, and then potentially I could Wrath everything, right? But I don't have any white, so still nothing. Okay, I got a dip. So like I said, this deck is definitely a bit of, it's not fast like the other, like this one over here. It's a bit more defensive initially, but it does have some heavy hitters. I have Mamori and Serendip, and of course I had the Urnam there. All right, so still not. Actually, I could cast the Serendip. So it's 1, 2, 3. And remember, let's say my opponent killed my Urnam, right? Which of course is the target. Let's say they swords it. In case right before the swords, I would activate my city, get a token, right? So let's say this makes 1 mana. So that's 4. So if I wanted, I could, let's say I untap this just to stop taking damage. All right, so Scimitar, that's good. So I do have quite a bit of artifact creatures here, specifically because I knew this was 3 colors, and it would be tricky to gain all 3 colors. Okay, so I got none of this, but this is perfect. So now I can cast the Willow's Adder. So let's say I cast it. This is great in Commander because everybody has commanders in it, right? So, and they most likely have some other legendary creatures in their decks. So there's quite a few targets that this definitely has the potential to gain, right? So let's say I gain a creature, I can sacrifice to the altar for instant mana to may cast other stuff, Modi, or may put it towards this. All right, so at least this one, even though I didn't have white, at least I had the other colors, and you guys saw a bit more of the potential there, right? So this is more of how it'll go. But of course, this deck is 3 colors. My other one is 2 colors, right? It was just green, white. So it's just not going to be as consistent with the mana base, or maybe I have to play around with it more, right? So we'll see. But at least you guys saw right there where I'm going with this new deck. So a lot of the cards are already here, the green and white especially. I still have to get a few of them, but mainly the blue cards are the ones that I have here. All right, so now let me go through the orders, the online orders, just to show you what the orders that I did, the price I paid, and so on, and what I purchased. Oop. Okay, so here, this first one, there we go. I bought the Willow's Adder. So I bought it in Italian plate condition for $22.50, with tax and shipping was $25.05. So yeah, I believe in English it's like $40, $50, even more. So maybe so over double this. So I was pretty happy to get it. This was an auction, and I think I was the third bidder, and I got it in a cheap price. All right, so that's this one there. Over here, so I got the Vesuvian Doppelganger, heavy plate because it's 525 just for heavy plate, and then another also heavy plate City of Shadows. City of Shadows is similar to the. What is that? The one that I did? Let me see. Let's see. Yep, that's the one that you guys saw in that mock game that I just did. So I bought it for $30 heavy plate, so that's pretty expensive, right? So, um, and then Card Kingdom, that's this other one here. Now for the Card Kingdom one is over here. This one has the bulk of the main cards that I purchased. So, but these two are actually the expensive ones over here. This is all of this was 35.85 with shipping with taxes 38.20 US. For the other cards, it was the first one was 22.50 with 25.05 with everything paid, and this was 35.23, 38.36 everything paid. All right, so these two are more expensive than this, but I got a lot of the single ones here. So let's say air elementals, right? So I didn't have any, but I like to have play sets, right? So if it's cheap, so I bought 2 near mint, and then later on, yeah, here air elemental revised 2 excellent, right? They didn't have 4 near mints, so or else I would have bought all 4, right? So 35 cents for 2. Azure Drake, 4 in Chronicles, 35 cents each. So Carnivorous Plant is not in this deck. This actually, I bought a few cards that are not part of this because I'm still always looking to get additional things that I might need. So another option I was thinking about is maybe making this deck be totally defensive, and I wanted to have one of each, basically one of each playable wall that is in the color white, green, and blue. So that's just an idea, crazy idea. I didn't make a mana stack deck or anything. I just spur of the moment it occurred to me, and then I just looked up random walls, right? So that's what I was going on over there. But then so many definitely that's for this deck, and that's just a solid card in general. So for Chronicles, near mint, 79 cents each. Earth Graders, I have 3, I need 1 more, and this is just to have a playset in case I wanted to use it. Safe Haven, I only bought the 1. I didn't because this card is in general is a crappy card. If I don't feel I'm gonna actually use a playset, I'm not gonna get a playset. Same thing, Sentinel is a crappy card, but in this one it has its uses. But actually, I don't think it was for this one. Sentinel, I think it was for the one that I was mentioning that has walls. So I'm pretty sure it was for that one. Untamed Walls is definitely a good card. I bought 4 from Chronicles, near mint, 35 cents each, but one of them is going in this deck. Wall of Wonder, that's the one I was mentioning for my wall version of this deck that I may or may not make. So I like Card Kingdom is definitely very good. This is my favorite website to use instead of over TCG Player. TCG Player is definitely better for buying expensive heavy plate cards because Card Kingdom does not sell cards in heavy plate condition. So for that you have to go eBay or Card Kingdom or whatever other one. But other than that, they have good prices, and especially the interface is very nice. Just a very fluid experience. All right, so I'm not gonna go through every single thing here, especially since there's similarity between here and here. But we're gonna see these cards anyway as we're opening them up. But this is the list of what I got. All right, time to open. So first one is the Willow Satyr. So plain one envelope, receipt, and there we go. This is from Alpha Beta Unlimited, ABU. All right. This card looks in very nice condition, actually. So I'm gonna double check on the condition that it says on the website. So played, so it's not heavy played. So this says it's played condition, Italian. All right, so the camera is not the best, I know, but at least you guys, you can see a little, can gain a little idea of what it is. But honestly, this looks like light played. Wow, looks really solid. I would not say this is played at all. I would say this is light played. So I'm very happy with this. And I've done purchase cards from ABU before. They don't disappoint. So whenever I notice they're selling something that I need, I'm happy to get it from them. All right, so this second one should be, okay, this was from eBay. The second was from TCG Player. It should be the heavy played Vesuvian Doppelganger in revised, heavy played City of Shadows from the Dark. City of Shadows, there was no reprint, so I had to get it from the Dark. That's why it's so expensive, even though it's a crappy card. All right, so plain white envelope. This one came in an extra pouch with the top loader and proper top loader with the two cards. I can tell there's already two in there. So the protection looks fine. Ooh, I'm not able to open this up. All right, there we go. Ooh, it was not inside. I don't know. I don't particularly like that. All right. There we go. So this is the heavy played revised Doppelganger. Yeah, definitely on the back you can see the more heavy played aspects of it. Here you can't see too much maybe, but yeah, it's scratched up in a few spots, and yeah, you can see wear on the edges. But the front looks pretty solid. The front looks light play, and of course that's what's visible really. So I'm pretty happy with that for $5.25. And then this one, City of Shadows. So heavy played. Yeah, the back definitely has some use. Yeah, the back is definitely heavy played, but not, yeah, you see there's some specs and such. So yeah, definitely. I was about to say maybe not heavy play, maybe played, but not as heavy played. The front, I don't see any scratches and such, just some frayed edges. So honestly, the front, once again, the front looks pretty decent. I would say back is heavy play, front is played. Yeah, played, I wouldn't say, yeah, has quite a bit of weathering on the edges, so it can give it light played. But I would say this is better than heavy played, all in all. This especially, yeah. So between the two, all three, I'm happy with purchases. So these are the expensive cards. These two especially. 22, 25 was it? For the City of Shadows. No, 30, 29.98, $30 here, 22 here, $5.25 for that one. All right, so between these three, that's more than all of the TCG, the Card Kingdom cards that I'm about to show you. All right, but I'm pretty happy with that. So now Card Kingdom cards. So I'm just gonna touch, make sure I'm not gonna cut anything, although I feel the bulge of the cards right there. So you guys saw on the website that I just showed you, they had it separated by condition, right? So the near main cards, they gave you the list, the rundown of what you ordered, how many, and then it went to by condition, then to the excellent cards, then to the played and or whatever, right? So it goes by condition. So padded envelope, receipt, little case, which I have gotten already before previously, and I like that they put little tabs on the sides, so I'm not digging with my nail here to open these up. Okay, this comes off, and they put a little padding there. That's nice to keep it from shuffling around inside the case. Little sticker or whatever. Their business token. Yep. All right. All I know, that's fine. And then these are the cards themselves. Okay, one of them is this way, the other one is that way. I'm not sure why. Okay, we'll see. I'm just looking through the order if it tells me how many cards specifically I bought. Let's see. That's a shame. It does not give me an exact order of how many I bought. I mean, it gives me an order how many I bought, but not how many I'm supposed to have in total. All right. So this one was on this side for some reason. All right, so let me go through the order as it appears on here. So I have, okay, these seems like it's the mint ones, near mint ones. These seem like maybe the excellent. We'll see. All right, so honestly, this one is not separated as well as the other ones, meaning the other ones I could clearly see, okay, this is the near mint section, this is the excellent section, this is the whatever section. I'm sure it's still separated, but it's not as clear as in previous. Before it basically went in order of the cards in the list as well. But that's a minor thing. As long as I get the cards correctly, that's the main thing. All right, 4 air elementals, there we go. 2 near mint, 2 excellent. Excellent is basically light played. So yeah, close enough. They seem good. Like I said, this is cheap cards. Yep, I'm happy with that. All right, 4 Azure Drakes. They're supposed to be all near mint from Chronicles. There we go. So I guess near mint is on the back. 4 Azure Drakes. I could have sworn I had some of these, but nope. Kind of seeing tiny little things here and there, but I guess close enough. Yeah, I don't complain about it being marked as near mint. Carnivorous plant, 1 of, and near mint, so it should be in this section. There we go. Same thing. I thought I had one of these. All right. Yep, near mint, close enough. Dance of Many, 4 near mint, should be towards the back. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's an enchantment. It copies any creature in play, but I gotta play 2 blue to keep it in play. Yep, near mint. Yep, pretty good near mint. So yeah, the quality control for Card Kingdom is very good. You guys have seen me a lot of times complain about TCG player like getting things way off base in terms of what was listed online to what I get. Card Kingdom hasn't really happened. I'm sure it will, but at least it wasn't a recurring pattern. Here it would be an anomaly if that happened. All right, 1 Earth Graders, I saw it Yep, there we go, near mint. I have 3. This will just complete the 4th because I may want to put it in my mono black X points deck. Maybe. At least I want to have the option. So that completes the playset. Safe Haven, near mint Chronicles. 1 only. There we go. Only 1 and 1 because this is a crappy card in general. This is another one that interacts with Rubinia. I can tap it to remove a creature I control from play, and then I could sacrifice it to put all those creatures back into play. Although I wouldn't do that, I would just use it to remove it from play, and then I would never bring them back again. All right, so that's another card. That's fine. Near mint, Sentinel. There we go. Near mint. Yep, looks near mint. 4 Untamed Dwells. These are the ones here, and then Wall of Wonder. 1 near mint Chronicles. This I know it. Could have sworn I had that one, but I guess either I lost it or I just misremembering. Yep, 4 near mint Untamed Walls. This card is great because I can use it to search your life for any one basic land. So I can, whatever color mana I'm missing, I could get it. All right, so that's all from the near mint ones. Aramantis already got. Basalt Monolith. So I only got 1 of these because they're 223 each. And I got it in excellent condition only. Honestly, yeah, that's tiny little neck there. If it wasn't for that, this looks near mint to me. So that's perfectly fine. Okay. Castle, 1 castle. So all of these should be excellent condition or very good. So 1, oh, that's not it. That's not castle. There we go, castle. Ooh, and this one I treated myself. I got it in unlimited. So for unlimited, as opposed to revised. Oh man, this camera is not very good for finer details. Yeah, so yeah, I'll just explain it. In general, it kind of looks similar, though, they're both similar, washed out, although revised is more washed out. That's one way to look at the difference. Another way is to the artist name will be in the center of the border here, as opposed to revised will be all the way towards the bottom edge. So I got this castle in unlimited because it wasn't that much to get it unlimited. Let me double check. Castle unlimited. Yep. So let me double check if I have any other unlimited from the previous ones that I already looked. 3rd Chronicles, 4th Chronicles, 3rd Chronicles. Okay, no. But I do have some more. I remember that. Gaia's Touch the Dark. There we go. So this card, yeah, 119. So excellent condition. Yeah, looks great. Yeah, oh, a little bit there. Ooh, yeah, actually it's a bit of a, yeah, you can, right there it is, right? So the smudging, although maybe I can just wipe that out. Also has a scratch in between this, but it's very minor, and the front looks fine. So actually this does qualify as excellent, I would say. So excellent, I guess, light played, although this hovering on played, at least from the back. The front looks near mint, so when you consider it both together, it's fine. Okay, Phantom Monster, I got 4 of them because I didn't have any. I thought I did. Excellent condition. Let's see, 3, 4, all from revised. Ooh, these 2 here have quite, yeah, excellent. Yeah, this one's particular has a very strong nick at the bottom here, and it has a bit of a scratch. It may be hard to see, right? And then some smudging. So yeah, the back looks played condition. This one, the other ones as well, honestly. The front, they look great though. So yeah, one of them I would say was played, the other one is light played. So tiny bit off, but it's a cheap card, so not gonna complain much. Okay, Sage of Latinum, I only got one. Although that card is a useful card, but not at the moment because I don't have a lot of artifact creatures and artifacts to feed it to. Plus, I'm not playing the kind of deck that I would use this for. But I do see myself buying a full playset in the future. All right, Sage of Latinum, excellent condition. Antiquities, yeah, looks nice. Yeah, honestly, this is light plate. Excellent is, I guess, equivalent to light plate, so that looks fine. Scarwood Bandits, only one. The dark, there we go, $4. Scarwood Bandits, this is $4. Excellent condition or light plate, yep. So this one is similar, like I said, right? The theme of this deck is to gain control of stuff. This I can tap to gain control of target artifact. Unless opponent pays 2, then the effect fizzles. But the nice thing about this is it doesn't say I lose control of it if I untap it. It untaps, I can gain control of more artifacts. I can retry to gain control of the one that if they pay the 2, I can retry again. And I keep it permanently as long as I have this card in play. Once it dies, all the artifacts I gain will go back. So let's say instead, with this card, I could gain control of an artifact creature and then sacrifice the creature to the City of Shadows, right? Where I can remove a creature of mine in my control from play, right? So this is a good combo with that, right? So I would mainly target artifact creatures, especially. So that looks fine right there, $4. Sea Singer, there we go. So excellent condition. This one is the same as Rubinia. I tap to gain control of a creature and I keep it tapped to keep control of it. The trick is I can only do this if the opponent I'm getting a creature from has an island. So basically this kind of has like island home for the ability. But if we're playing a group of 4, definitely there's bound to be targets, right? So this is perfectly fine. I'm happy to have this in the deck. I think it'll be useful. So yeah, the card is fine. In light play, 28 cents. Steel Artifact. So I got a full 3 only. Okay, there we go. 3 plus my 1 unlimited. So this one is in good condition. So this was Steel Artifact 167 for an unlimited. I couldn't believe that price. I'm like, wow, for real. Steel Artifact, such an iconic card in Old School. Doesn't get used a lot, honestly, but it is pretty iconic. At least, for considering doesn't get used that much. But there it is, unlimited, pretty cool, for less than $2. And this is good. So I would say it's like play condition. This is what I see as light plate. This looks nice. Does have a little bit of a smudge there, but I can maybe cut that out, scuff it out. All right, so that was in plate, but these 3 are supposed to be excellent. So that would be light plate. And yep, they look light plate from the front. Yep, look light plate from the back. Fine. Light plate, 28 cents. Unlimited in plate, $1.67. All right, so I don't want to skip anything here. Okay, so I went Phantom Mountain Sage. Okay. Yeah, I did the Scarwood Bandit, Sea Singer I just did, Steel Artifact, Verduran Enchantress. There we go. Revised. This card is $3.19. So excellent. So I guess that's light plate. Yeah, looks like plate has a bit of a smudge at the top. Yeah, you can see it right there. But it's light, like I said. But the front looks near mint. So that seems fine. Wall of Caltrops. There we go. From Legends, 31 cents. Light plate. Yeah, seems fine. Oh, definitely has some smudging there. Pretty strong, actually. Yeah, you see it? Yeah, there it is. But, like hopefully I can just just wipe it out. Other than that, the card seems solid, and it's cheap enough, so I'm not gonna complain that much. All right, those Wall of Ice. There we go. Same thing, unlimited. So this is pretty crazy for me to be able. I don't get unlimited. Honestly, I don't mess around with Alpha Beta Unlimited because they're notorious to be expensive. Whenever possible, I would always go for the revised versions. But Card Kingdom is so nice, their interface, where you see all the different versions right on your screen, all in one place. So it's very easy to compare the prices. And when I saw the slight difference between revised and unlimited for some of these cards, I just as a little treat to myself, I figured, yeah, why not? So all right, Wall of Ice, $1.43 for excellent. So that would be near mint. Seems fine. Yep. Ooh. So a lot of these suffer from smudging and weird little things there. You see? So that's not too much based on the condition. That's more, just cleanliness, right? So hopefully a little wipe here and there will basically put these cards up a card condition higher, right? So this would be near mint if it wasn't for that. So if I wipe it, hopefully it goes to near mint. All right, so that was that. Wall of Swords. So there it is. Also unlimited. You can tell the text and the artist's name is in the center of the border. So Wall of Swords, $1.83 in unlimited. Excellent. So light play. Yep, seems fine. All right. So now I'm going to the bottom, to the very good. So this would be played, I guess. So okay, so Steel Artifact, I already showed you guys that one because that was one of the ones here from Unlimited. So Skull of Orm. This card goes together with the Verduran Enchantress. So this is very good. So that would be played. Yeah, honestly, yeah, this one is rough. Not horrible, I've seen horrible where it should have been marked as damaged. Especially I don't know, even the front actually definitely has its things there, right? So it has smudges right there. It has a deep smudge, has slight indentation over there. Yeah, you can see it, I guess. Yeah, there is that little dot. That's not a smudge, that's actually an indentation right there. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be played condition. I guess, yeah, it would be, this counts as played. The main thing I worry about is that significant smudge right there. It's pretty long, but it's not super obvious or anything, right? So it's fine, and it's a cheap card. Skull of Orm in good and very good, which is, I guess, play condition, 125, right? So that's fine. All right, Tracker here, $4.89 for good, very good. I mean, so this will be played. Honestly, this looks pretty decent. I would say this is light played. So Tracker, this card, I don't even know if I put this card in the deck. This is just a card after the fact. I remember that I've been told that I should have this card in the deck, in just any deck that has green as one of the colors for these 100 card singleton decks. So I just I light bulb one in my head and said, oh yeah, I've been meaning to get this one. So I'm not sure if this is actually in the deck or not, but it's definitely a good utility card. Basically, this card has the arena effect. It fights with another creature to target creature, right? And it's a 2/2 creature, so basically this can just kill off any 1/1 or 1/2 creature. And it can kill off a 2/2, right? But then it will kill itself as well. So it's basically, considering the screen, this is one of the few ways that green could technically, do direct damage to a creature. So it's a good utility card, and it's actually, this is supposed to be played, but I would say this is light play. So yep, I did get all the cards as stated. I got these especially here. Right, so you guys hopefully now you saw more of the of what I'm going with this, and I bought additional things that I might need here and there, like you guys saw. But I'm pretty happy with it. The Actually throughout the whole thing, right? So like I said, eBay is I think has been good. I get what I pay for from eBay. But I do very rarely there, right? Because it's not the most convenient because I can make multiple purchases. And so that's why TCG Player used to be my go-to. But that was when it could be drastically different what I get to what I was supposed to get. But this one's here, um, these two, right? So yeah, I did get what I what I as advertised, and in fact, I think it's even better than it was as advertised. So all in all, I'm happy with this whole purchase from everything. So I'm pretty happy to create these decks and play around with it. There was one card that I said right I didn't get because um, it's way too expensive, and I don't want to do that purchase at this moment. Um, the creature is Old Man of the Sea, right? So Old Man of the Sea is blue creature, taps, gain control of target creature that's power is equal to or lesser than Old Man of the Sea. Old Man of the Sea is, I believe, a 2/3 creature. So I can gain control of a creature that's basically power 2 or less. So, it's good for against the weenies or against, special cards with special abilities. So it's good to get it. And once again, it's a card that I can tap to gain control of a creature, use it to sacrifice, and then, like I said. So that one is around $200 for one card just for my singleton there, right? So I just didn't want to make that purchase at the moment, especially if I didn't know if I was going to like this deck as a whole. But once I do give it a try, and honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it, right? So I can already tell I'm going to like it. It's mainly just fine tuning it. But once I pay off a couple little things here and there, I should be in the market for that Old Man of the Sea to complete this new 3-color deck. All right, so I will leave it up to here. Thank you guys for watching.